girl's like, "Well, her name is Buffy," and then this other girl walks in and they're like, "Oh, hey, Aphrodisiac." Who names their child Aphrodisiac? Like,
if only because it's kind of a sexual reference, but
kind of.
They open the locker and there is a dead body in the locker.
And just falls down on this chick.
And to the more attentive, this guy will look very familiar since we saw him at the beginning of the episode. He was Putz number 1.
Appropriately named.
Yes.
So he like falls on this chick, and she like catches him for a second, and she's like, and then she decides to drop him and start screaming at the top of her lungs. Please let her scream longer. No one else is screaming. Only she screamed. Not even the girl she was talking to. Just like this one chick is just like, which, oh my God. Granted, I would scream too because it's a dead body
Buffy
on me.
wanders outside and Willow's sitting there and she's like, hi. And Willow's like, do you want me to move? And Buffy goes, and then Cordelia wanders. Xander comes up.
Xander and Jesse come over.
Whatever.
And Xander's like, hi, Buffy. And Jesse's like, hey, Buffy.
And
like,
Cordelia wanders over and is kind of like, wow, way to hang out with a loser. She informs them of the dead body of Putz number 1. And Buffy is, again, with the subtlety. Were there holes in his neck? And everybody else is like, everybody's like, I didn't ask. I didn't really want to know. But
first Cordy makes a joke about morbidity. She's like, morbid much?
Yeah.
I didn't ask. And Buffy's like, all freaked out, like,
Buffy, the first evidence of Buffy's super strength, which is part of her Slayer gig, because she goes and like breaks down the door to the locker room
So she
by
goes
accident.
in and like sketches out and like looks at the body and stuff. Then she walks into the library and is all like, "What's the sitch?" Like
She,
like starts like laying it at Giles about like all this crap about how she's killed vampires and she's kind of over it and she doesn't really like it and she doesn't want to do this anymore.
But she doesn't care. Then why are you here?
To tell you that I don't care.
To tell you that I don't care.
I now have, and then we'll leave. So there. And then she, she's very imposing.
Yeah.
Very imposing high school sophomore.
She's very scary.
And so they get into this huge blowout about her destiny and how she needs to, whatever, be responsible and kill vampires. So they like do this whole thing, and then Buffy like storms out and Giles follows her. And then you see Xander wander out from behind one of the stacks going, "What?" Giles is like, something is happening. This is the first time. I think we should keep a tally.
There's been an increase in supernatural activity.
So he's all, up in that business with Buffy, who in the meantime is whining about how hard her life is because, she doesn't have any friends and like her life is so hard and like she wants to be normal.
One likes her.
And it's like, you have superpowers, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
But then there's this random sequence of like where the camera like zooms underneath the earth and shows like random creepy chanting and then you cut. Okay, when Buffy and Cordelia were talking, Cordelia was like, "You should totally come to the club tonight, the proms. It's where all the cool people go." It's not very much, but it's it's where all the people go.
It's the bad part of town. Where's the bad part of town? About half a block from the good part of town. There's not much town.
There actually is a lot of town.
There's a lot of town.
But a lot of town is
empty. Graveyard.
But anyway, so she got invited to go to this thing. So she's like hitting on herself in the mirror, trying to decide what to wear. Joyce comes in. I call her Joyce because I feel so close to her because she's so cute. She like walks in and she's all like doing that thing where she's trying to be. She's like so careful as a mom. She's like trying to like be interested in Buffy's life, but like not be too interested. It's so cute because she cares so much, and Buffy's just like, "Okay, whatever, mom.
But
go."
in that scene, there are like 8 times where Buffy lifts her hand and you see the beautiful white nail polish. White.
Sliding number 2.
Sliding number like 2 through 8.
Yep. Oh, and this is another fail from Buffy. Oh yeah, and her mom's making some comment about how she should hang out with better people this time instead of burning down stuff like last time. And she's all like, "No problem, Mom. I decided I'm gonna start hanging out with the living, the lively." Like, okay, Buffy.
So, then you cut to her going to the bronze. She's like walking, and you see her shadow go by. And you see another shadow go by, and you're like, "Oh my God, someone's following her." So she's still walking, and then you see this dark dude just kind of walk, and then you see his face. He's got the face of an angel. Hint, hint. So then you don't see Buffy anymore, and you see him walking. And then it like pans up to her being a badass and like doing a handstand on a bar and just being completely still, completely quiet, just there.
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
I wish I could do that. I would think I was the shit.
Yeah, so she like kicks Angel in the face.
Well, she like flips down and she like knocks him down, and you're like, "You're a badass, Buffy." And then she like puts her like heel on his neck.
And he's all like, "Oh, I know what you're thinking, but don't worry, I don't bite." And like, okay, so if he knows that she's the Slayer, does he really think that she won't notice him creepily stalking her on an empty street? I don't know. So
it's this whole like, oh my god, important scene, and Angel, though we don't know his name yet, I'm just gonna refer to him as Angel because you'll find out in like 2 episodes that that's his name. And he's like being all knowledgeable and knowing more things than Buffy, and he's like, the harvest, blah 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 blah. And Buffy's like, what's the harvest? I don't like you. And he's like, just beware, be ready. And then he like gives her a gift, and it's like a nice cross.
And he's acting like a 13-year-old prepubescent goon. He's all like, "Yeah, my life, it's so cool. You wish you knew more about me. I'm so secretive. I'm not gonna tell you anything, but I'm gonna give you this present. Yeah." Like, it's creepy.
And then walk away.
Yeah, he's a goon.
But either way, then she walks and she sees Willow just sitting at the bar. Like, you totally can't sit at a bar if you're not 18. And they're sophomores, so they're 15. Like, but whatever. Bar, like, having a drink. And Buffy, like, walks up to her and is like, "Hi, Willow." And she's like, "You're still talking to me? What? Oh my god. You like me?" And she's like really confused.
Yeah, and she's like talking about how she and Xander dated once when they were 5, and like
is talking about her like, didn't get it.
And she's talking about her like miserably sad like non-love life, and it's depressing. And okay, what is she wearing? She's wearing this like brown hairy cardigan. It looks like it's actually the bottom half of a gorilla suit. Anyway, so then Giles is there.
Because he's cool. He's
Creepo? Creepo much? He's
she
like 40.
Sees him
he's
upstairs.
in the teen hangout, hanging on the railing, going like, "Yeah, look at all those people." Like, it's. I mean, he's not really, but like, it's still okay. Creepy. So then she's like having her little like heart to heart with Giles up on the rooftop there or whatever it is, and talking about like, "What you doing here?" And he's like, "Well, I don't think I'm enjoying this. I'm just here to like, there are vampires on the prowl and blah blah blah." Even though I already said that he doesn't kill vampires, he's just there to look at them, I guess.
But he knew that Buffy was. So he went to find her and to convince her to slay vampires.
Although she found him, actually. But he was looking for her.